How do you like India so far?
Okay, India's been quite the experience. I definitely like the hustle and bustle of the city. Um, I'm really intrigued with the different cultures, and I'm really excited to learn more about the cultures. But my current perspective of India has been really brilliant. It's been a great place. It's not what people tell you it is, you know. You experience a whole nother India compared to what you hear about in South Africa. Yeah.
What was the first thing you noticed?
The first thing I noticed, the number of people must be. The first thing I felt was the heat, but the first thing I noticed was just the fact that everyone is busy doing something. You know, in South Africa, where I come from, everyone's a bit laid back, they're chilled. You know, there's this very mellow approach to things. In India, people are moving. You see it even in the traffic. Traffic wants to get going. Yeah, definitely.
So, how do you like Startup?
Startup Safari is a great experience because I'm really attracted by the fact that we're getting the holistic approach of entrepreneurship. It's not just the big companies. We're starting off with startups. We're getting individuals who are facing challenges that we too, when thinking of ideas, face. We're getting an opportunity to meet with delegates. We're getting a chance to meet with the government as well, which is a perspective that most people don't think about, but it's very vital in an entrepreneurial perspective. And so you get the holistic approach to entrepreneurship with a bit of fun, great people, and so it's a chance to also interact with like-minded individuals.
When you applied, what made you apply?
What made me apply for Startup Safari is the fact that firstly, India has a buzzing technological ecosystem, and I am big on technology. It's one of my trials and passions. I'm actually studying computer science currently, and so that was the first biggest drive. The second is I wanted to explore a different work ethic, you know, compared to where I come from. Where I come from, there's a certain understanding of what an entrepreneur is, and it's interesting to hear of how, not even to hear, to see a different culture towards working. You know, the fact that shops close at like 11 o'clock here was phenomenal. In South Africa, 5 o'clock we're closing shop, you know, that's a day. And that in itself was a great experience. Yeah.
So, it's obviously a big decision to come to a different country. Why? It's obviously a big decision. Was it scary for you at any point? Apprehensive?
Okay, this is my first international experience and trip, and so there was a bit of a nervous feeling to, you know, traveling. But I find my parents, it was even larger. My parents were like, "No, you can't be going overseas, not India, no." Like, but I think ultimately, if you want to have an impact on society, you need to understand more than just yourself, because we're very narrow-minded in our thoughts. We think about South Africa, and so we get an opportunity when exploring the world to understand society better. And so there was an element of excitement as much as there was fear.
Were you afraid of anything specific before you actually came?
In specific?
Worried about?
Not really, hey? Not really. There was something I was excited for though. I come from Durban, and so spicy food is a big thing in Durban, and so I've been looking for, you know, that adventure. I'm waiting for like the super hot thing that's gonna have me sweating and, you know, dying out. But in terms of anything that I was afraid of, nothing really. I was more excited more than anything else. Eh?
So, what are you expecting from this trip?
Okay, so some of the things I'm expecting to learn is how does a developing country which faces similar issues as South Africa does, as Nigeria does, how do they innovate? How do you drive a spirit of education being a cornerstone? How do you drive a spirit of entrepreneurship being a cornerstone? And how I can then bring that back to South Africa. That's one of the main things I'd like to learn, but also I think to build a relationship with the individuals who are part of this trip, and to hopefully take something away that can truly benefit the people of South Africa and Africa.
Last thing. What's the generally guiding principle of your life? Something that you want to leave you to, anything you're passionate about?
Okay. We spoke about something very similar in the group, and it had to do with reflection. Ultimately, my driving passion is growth. I believe growth in individuals, growth in the self, and growth in those around me is the most important thing. I'd like to see an Africa that is developed technologically, that is a forerunner in the technological space, that is innovating, that is ideating, but also personal growth. The point of this journey itself is entrepreneurial growth. The reason I exercise is because I'd like physical growth, mental growth, through academics. And so I believe growth is the most beautiful thing there is, because as humans, we need to move forward, and we need to, as humans, change. We cannot remain constant.
Definitely the last year. What's your someday?
My someday, interesting. I think I would like to someday see Africa truly become a cornerstone, an innovative and a respected technological society. That is my someday. My someday is to see Africa stand up and rise as a technological giant, definitely.